Hello viewers, AB May here with Reawaken Auto Repair. I have a 2008 Pontiac Grand Prix GXP. This particular one has the 5.3 V8 engine. I think the guy races it. Anyway, one of the problems, inoperative cooling fan. Passenger side or secondary as it's so called. Having some complaints about the air not being as cool, temperature running a little high. The fan was burned out. We determined that. So I replaced the cooling fan assembly, the entire assembly, installed it, yet still no operative fan on the passenger side. So I did a voltage test. It showed voltage. So what then? If it showed voltage, then what's the problem if there's voltage? Well, here's the fuse box. And this particular fuse right here is supposed to protect the entire circuit. Guess what? It did not. These are connectors that unbolt from the bottom side of the fuse box. They bolt in just like that. That's what these screws are right here on top of a fuse box. If you ever see these screws, that's what they bolt down. The underside connectors. This particular one has 4. 1, 2, 3, and this one here. So, with my experience, I knew where to start on this. I loosened the box and unhooked this particular connector. And with an inspection, if you can see right here above my finger, it had burned. It had burned and also sunk in a little. And it carboned the terminal. Of course, as you well know, carbon can't conduct electricity. And this was hidden. The fuse was supposed to protect it. It doesn't always do that. Fuses are better at protecting arcs and short circuits rather than overloads like this, which build up heat. Heat built at the connection. It's an overload of heat, really. Not of voltage, but of heat where it connects to the underside of the fuse box. So, if you encounter this problem and you do test voltage on the fan connector plug, then don't always assume. Always unhook the fuse box here and disconnect the bottom connector and inspect for burned terminals, because most likely that's what the case is. And here's another little trick. This doesn't always work. It can also pertain to any type of fuse box like this with these type of screws on it. If you have a problem with a cooling fan like this, or any other circuit which pretty much pulls a pretty good electrical load, there's actually a little trick. It doesn't always work, like I mentioned. This is a 7mm socket. You take a 7mm socket, and what to do is put the socket, the nut driver, which is like this, on these, and loosen them 5 turns, counterclockwise. About 5 turns, no more than 5. Loosen each one. Only about 5 times. And then go back after they're loose and bump the nut driver. Bump it. And bump each screw down a little. Just as far as it'll go. Bump each one down. Not real hard, just bump each one down. And then retighten each one. Going clockwise. Retighten each screw that you had loosened. Don't go crazy and strip it, but just tighten it a little past snug. Again, don't go crazy and strip it and try to be Hercules like the guys do at the factories, which make me sick. And after they're all tightened, recheck it and see if it's not working. Sometimes by jarring these screws down like this, it can actually jar the connector down, and when you retighten it, it will actually move it enough to conduct electricity to where it might start working. And what that will indicate is, most likely, of course, there's a burn terminal. Hope this helps. Thanks for watching.